Well, hello everybody. My name is Dr. Rich Sheppard. Welcome to my unknown, unnamed podcast. I am a chiropractor. In addition to being a chiropractor, I am the biggest nerd on the planet. I like numbers, spreadsheets, and I like research. And I like learning stuff. Some of you follow me on social media. You know my opinions on vaccines. You know my opinion on masks. Well, we're going to not talk about chiropractic or vaccines or masks. We're going to talk about longevity of health briefly. Many of you know about 10 years ago, I have written a book. I will not tell you the title. I will not ask you to buy it because it was just a goal that I did something very quickly. Didn't edit it very well, and it was more of a kind of a giveaway for my patients. But it was under the topic of nutrition. Everybody right now, the new buzzwords, which we'll see get more and more of in the next 3 to 5 years, is GLP-1s like Ozempic and Roe, trizepatide, and of course peptides. People are talking about peptides, which are just branches of amino acids. But I'm going to get into the basics here. For the next 15 or 20 minutes, I'm going to talk about weight loss. Everybody talks about scale weight. Hey, I dropped 10 pounds. Hey, I dropped 20 pounds. And guess what? That is vitally important to your health. To lose weight, specifically, you want to lose fat. I'll throw something at you. Let's say I weigh 200 pounds and you all come see me on Monday, August 31st, because that's my next time in the office and I know you all want to see me. You come in and then a month later you come back and I still weigh 200 pounds. The difference is I dropped 15 pounds of fat and I gained 15 pounds of muscle. Lost 15, gained 15. My weight is the same, but I would look remarkably different. If I can lose 15 pounds of fat and put on 15 pounds of muscle, my dance card would be filled, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. All right, so with that said, you want to lose fat. Don't talk about weight loss just on a number of a scale. The majority of time when you're trying to lose weight, you're going to lose water. You're going to lose muscle tissue a little bit. You do not want to lose muscle tissue in the long term. So we're going to talk about a couple things here. Calories in, calories out, CICO. I call that CICO. That does not work, folks. There's a big long pause on purpose. Because some of you that do listen to it are going to be like, what are you talking about? The only way to lose weight on this planet is to eat less and move more. And I'm going to tell you, no. Will you lose weight on that model? Yes. Will you lose some fat on that model? You will. Is it good for long-term health outcomes and fat outcomes? And the answer is unequivocally no. No. And going back to the first thing I said about vaccines, vaccines did not cure the world of polio and prevent all these diseases, and it's a miracle of modern science. We can talk about that anytime you want, because I will talk your ear off. I have 3 kids. They all went through public school. They've never been vaccinated. They've all graduated high school, and none of them died. That's off topic. We'll talk about that another time. With that said, under the same model of move more, eat less. Let's think about that. Move more, that's energy. Eat less, fuel. That's like saying you're going to drive your car more, you need more energy, more power, but it just requires less fuel. Nothing could be further from the truth. And I'm going to tell you, I will out-discipline anybody that's listening to me. You tell me, you say, Dr. Sheppard, you can't do this. You can't not do this. You can't avoid soda for a month or a year. You can't avoid carbs for a month or a year. And I'll do it. I can set my mind and I can be really, really aggressive. In fact, the example I just gave, I did that one time, realizing how much my joints were hurting, how much body fat I was gaining because of my soda addiction. I don't buy soda at the house. I just go out to eat 5 times a week. That's my problem. Get a soda when you sit down, fill it up, have another one before my food arrives, and 2 with my food and 1 to go. Yeah, that's pretty awful. Soda has high fructose corn syrup as the main ingredient. The fructose goes right to your liver, tells your body to store fat and make fat. So You want to drop some fat? Get off the soda. And diet soda is no better either. That's actually worse for you. How it affects the brain and the artificial sweeteners. It destroys the gut microbiome. And it affects your satiety centers. You should have no sodas whatsoever. But I did it for a year. One of my friends and I was like, all right, watch this. Literally set a calendar. And 1 year, I didn't drink a soda for 1 year. Of course, I dropped a bunch of weight. All right, so let's fast forward, folks. So GLP-1s, everybody's using Ozempic and Roe and Trizepatide to help them lose weight. A lot of these injections, microdosing the idea was supposedly to slow the digestive contents in your bowels to make you feel full, and then you wouldn't eat as much. And again, you're going to lose muscle tissue. Muscle is the most metabolically active tissue in the body, and that's why you're a woman specifically or a man, you should lift weights. You can forget about these 10,000 steps a day. I don't know who came up with it. Other than, I think in my other podcast, I talked about it. The symbol, the Chinese or the Japanese symbol for 10,000 looks like a guy walking. And that's how they came up with 10,000 steps a day. Probably the same guy that told us about 6 feet distancing, social distancing back in the COVID experiment scam we all went through. And yes, it was an experiment, and it was a scam, and it was a test by our governments, and most people failed. So let's go back. You want to lose fat. You don't want to lose muscle tissue. As you hit the age of 35 and older, about every decade, your body's going to lose 1% to 3% of muscle mass. Less muscle mass you have, the less metabolically active tissues you have to burn calories at rest, and the sicker you will be. You don't just get old and weaker because you're getting old. You just stop training. Again, I like to repeat myself, not on purpose, because I'm getting older and sometimes I forget what I'm saying. But a statistic was after your mid-20s, you never sprint again. You ever go outside and see people with their kids, at picnics and barbecues and parks? Kids are running around, they're laughing, they're giggling, burning all that energy. We don't do that as adults anymore. I do it because interval training and sprinting helps improve your VO2 max. If you do it on an empty stomach, it helps getting the fat burn. I had a calcium artery score done. I don't know if anybody's had these done for their arteries of the heart and of the neck. So, if you get a 1 on your score, it's very, very minimal. 4 to 5, okay, you're getting a little calcium buildup. 10s, 20s, you got some problems. I'm Mr. Zero. They call me Mr. Zero. I don't have any plaquing. I'm 57 years old. And I think it's because I'm on a treadmill 5 days a week and I sprint 3 days a week. I don't care what my size is, and when I eat like crap, it don't feel so good, but I still do it. I like raising my body temperature. I like sweating. Sweating is liquid awesome. I think it keeps my arteries healthy because they're still working. I'm not sitting on the couch watching Netflix. So let's talk about calories in, calories out. If those of you doubt me, if you think, if you look at the calories in, calories out model for weight loss, look at all those companies, Jenny Craig, Slim Fast, Weight Watchers. That was everything with them. They would just call it points instead of calories. They have the app, and I have it on my phone still, and I like checking my macros, but it's called MyFitnessPal. You put all your stuff in there. And mine always says, well, gee, Rich, if you ate like this, in 5 weeks, you'd weigh this. And 5 weeks go by, and I don't know. It didn't work. Because losing weight is not about calories in and calories out. Now, there's a lot of equations out there. You can go out there and you can go on a computer and you can figure out what your BMR is, your basic or basal metabolic rate. It will say, okay, you're 6 feet tall, you're 50 years old, you're a male. You should consume about 2,600 calories a day. And if you go under that, well, gee, you're just going to lose weight. How many calories does it take to burn a pound? Well, what will they tell you? 3,500. Of course, that's different for everybody. Somebody who's 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, everybody can't be the same, but that's the average. If you want to go by math and science, they say 3,500 calorie deficit is 1 pound. Okay, let's do some math here, folks. You gotta come with me here. And this is all from memory, by the way. A lot of this is in my book because I researched this stuff. Because the last 5-6 years of my life, I've struggled with my weight. I'm part of the club, man. I'm really like getting concerned that what the hell's going on. I haven't been able to crack a 15-pound weight loss. My weight will fluctuate 8 to 10 pounds, but I get stuck, and it's frustrating for me. So you keep tweaking, but you have things out there. So you have to figure out what is your basic metabolic rate. That's what they tell you. Well, there's equations out there. There's the Harris-Benedict equation. There's Catch-McArdle. There's Mifflin-St. Jeor. And it gives you, it's all an average. It's all an average. But let's do some math, because I told you I'm a math nerd. I'm a math guy. Let's say there's 52 weeks in the year. Let's say the first 2 weeks of the year, nothing changes. You don't gain weight, you don't lose weight. You start off at 200 pounds. It's week 3. It's 2027. It's week 3. You've decided you're going to have a 500 calorie deficit a day. You're going to eat under your BMR of 2,600. You're going to eat 2,100 calories, for my example. Or you're going to add some exercise in there as well. You add some exercise, some cardio, some sprints, some walking, some weight training. And every day for 7 days of the week, you are minus 500 calories. Well, 5 times 7, 35, 3,500. So that's 3,500 calories. So you should lose mathematically 1 pound every week. Okay, great. Do that for the whole year. So you're going to wake up on January 1st, probably with a hangover with half the other country. Not me, I'm in bed by 10. Sorry, I'm boring. You're going to wake up January 1st and you're like, hey, I started the year at 200. I'm 150. Awesome. Hey, do that again for year 2. Same formula. Week 1, week 2, no change. 500 calorie deficit, week 3 through week 52. Another 50 pounds gone. Now you weigh 100. How about that? You were 200 pounds 2 years ago. Now you weigh 100. Hey, let's do that for year 3. You tell me you're going to weigh 50 pounds? Year 4, you're just going to evaporate? You're just going to evaporate? The calories in, calories model, I beg your pardon, calories in, calories out model is outdated. It's archaic. It doesn't work. It works in a closed system environment, like if you're a steam engine, energy in, energy out. But we're not a steam engine. Our body is controlled and regulated by our chemistry, by our hormones. You need to make a better effect on your hormones. Keeping your blood sugar down, your insulin down. You should always check your fasting glucose, your insulin. You should always check what's called leptin and ghrelin on your blood work. If those 3 are messed up, you're never going to lose weight. You're never going to lose fat. Never. Ever. And you want longevity in life? You better start eating whole foods and restricting the carbohydrates. Now, there's people out there, if you guys remember my old practice in my building that I still own, what a beautiful chiropractic office that I still own. What a beautiful space. I can't wait to have it back and rip up all the carpeting and all the wallpaper and remodel it. It's going to be gorgeous, and it's mine. Send that out to the current owner. Ha! It's mine. I own it. Never selling it. FAFO. Back to my programming here. You got to control your hormones. You have to eat whole foods. Got to keep your carbohydrates low. When you eat something in a high glycemic index of foods, like a soda, like carbohydrates, it spikes your blood sugar. Blood sugar goes up. And your body gets into fat storage mode versus fat burning mode. Now, our bodies have things that it needs. It has essential amino acids. There are amino acids in the body that we have to get through our diet. If we do not get it through our diet, our body will break down. Beef, red meat, yeah, that's good for you. I don't know what these people come out with I don't eat a lot of red meat. Great, give it to me. I'll take all the red meat and animal fat you got because it's good for you. It has amino acids. Eggs, I'll just do the egg whites. What's wrong with the yolk? You mean the stuff that has all the vitamins in it? I'll take all your egg whites too. Beef, butter, eggs, all healthy for you. essential amino acids. We have also what's known as an essential fatty acid, like omega-3 fatty acids in fish. You know what there isn't? You know what there's never been? An essential carbohydrate. Well, I gotta go to Chick-fil-A and get my carbs. It's essential. I need some pasta today and some breads because it's essential. It's not. Your body can produce glucose for the brain. It's called gluconeogenesis. If you want to start burning fat, guess what? Weight train 2 days a week. Walk 3 days a week. If you want to add some sprints at the end, sprints. Like you run like someone's chasing you. You run your ass off for 30 to 40 seconds. Then you stand on the side of the treadmill or catch your breath for a minute and you do it again. And you do it again. Do it 6, 8, 10 times. Boy, that will kick your butt, improve your VO2 max. You get into fat storage and actually produces growth hormone. So does weight training. 2 days a week of weight training is all you need with 2 days of rest in between. Heavier weights, low repetitions to fatigue your muscles. Let it heal for 2 days. 2, 3 days of walking. 2 days of weight training. Keep your carbohydrates under 50 grams and increase your protein. Take your body weight. Yeah, there's some things you can do, by the way. You can take a picture of yourself, of your body, in a bikini, men, or your bikini too, men. And you can upload it to Grok or ChatGPT and say, estimate my body fat and get an idea. You weigh 200 pounds, 20% body fat. That's 40 pounds of body fat. That means you have 160 pounds of basically lean body. Start with that. Start with doing 160 grams of protein per pound of body weight, or do 0.8 of your total body weight. But start increasing your protein. Drink only water. Do some intermittent fasting. Go to OMAD, OMAD, 1 meal a day. See how that happens for you. Women probably need 2 meals a day based on their hormones, their chemistry. It's a little bit more for them. It's a little harder for them, I mean. But men, you could do it. Do a couple fasts over the weekend. You do this for a week. You do everything I'm telling you for a week. Your joint pain's going to go away. Your headaches are going to go away. Might increase first. Your body will go through a cleansing period. When you get off that caffeine, that stimulant that everybody needs. I've never seen so many goddamn cars lined up to get a cup of coffee every morning. I'm in this mastermind group. For those of you who know, I'm in crypto. I'm a big crypto guy. I'm in this mastermind group, a couple of them, and I log in every morning real early. Everybody who starts the day, good morning, and with pictures of a cup of coffee. I've never needed coffee. I've never had coffee in my life, ever. I'm 57. I've never had coffee, and I'm crazy hyper. You get more energy in the morning by having an apple than a cup of coffee. Have an apple. You want your caffeine, do your caffeine. There's some healing properties. There's some antioxidant benefits of black coffee. I get it. We're talking about longevity here. You have this covering around your arteries and your veins. I just posted something today on my Facebook page. You can find me, Rich Sheppard. There's me and the lovely Doris, my oldest patient ever in my history of chiropractic. Her and I in a picture of my old office. And the glycocalyx or the glycoxylax is a covering around your arteries and veins. The more sugar you give your body, the more insulin spikes you have, it starts to decay that. And your body will fight that by making your arteries harder, clogging those arteries. Cholesterol, forget about cholesterol. If you went carnivore or keto, your LDLs would go up like crazy and your medical doctor would freak out and want to put you on a statin. Statin drugs are awful. They're horseshit. No one should be on a statin. Most people shouldn't be on a statin. I should take that back. If you are over the age of 40 and you're a female and you've had a heart attack, those studies suggest that you should be on a statin. Over 40, female, had a heart attack. The statin may benefit you. Most time it doesn't. Here's another fun fact. If you're a woman in her 40s, you should not be taking calcium supplementation. It's counterproductive for your heart. Those are medical studies, not Rich Sheppard studies, not chiropractic studies. That's a little fun fact. The leaner we are, the less body fat we have, You're going to have less toxins in your body. A lot of the toxins from our air and environment, our foods, our chemicals, and the foods, things we do, get stored in body fat. Less body fat you have, the more likelihood you're going to have less problems in the future, less cancers, more mobility, less joint pain. The odds of you having knee surgery and back surgery, joint surgery, hips are much, much less. Much, much less. I want everybody to think about this. We got Labor Day coming up. Hopefully some of you will have some time off. But let's not wait till January 1st. Let's not wait till January 1st to say, this is the year. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to be healthy. You don't have to join a gym and kill yourself. Because the more exercise that you do is going to create fatigue and hunger. You will not beat that fatigue and hunger. You cannot work out more and eat less food. You'll be sore, you'll be tired, you'll be fatigued, and you're going to say the same thing that everybody says. Oh, I'm just taking a little break. Now you're quitting. I get it. I've been there, done there, have the t-shirt. Let's eat real foods. Let's get the minimal amount of exercise for the most benefit. There's a chart out there. It's called hormesis. Here's a guy you should follow. His name is P.D. Magnum. He's 72 years old. The guy's ripped. He's a microbiologist. He actually teaches a course. It's one of the best courses I've ever taken. Email me. I'll send you his contact information. It's phenomenal. You got to be careful with the GLP-1s like Ozempic and Roe. Those have such side effects. Pancreatic cancer, sudden onset blindness, may or may not be temporary. Host of other symptoms. You know how you produce more GLP-1s? Glucagon-like peptides? More meat. Less carbs. You know, sometimes I look at a McDonald's and I look at a Burger King and a Chick-fil-A and a Salsaritas. I'm like, that's corporate America. They don't care. They'll put anything in their food to lower their food costs, jack up the price for us so they can make a profit. They're in the profit business. I was in the profit business. I'm a capitalist, but I did it honestly and ethically. Sidebar, I'm not charging anybody for 24 or 36 visits of decompression when I can get better in 3 visits. Do you guys see my last email? Lady with sciatica for over a year. Keep getting misdiagnosed. 2 visits in, 90% better. No sciatic pain, sleeping better. 2 visits. Get the right kind of care, things work. Get the right kind of fitness, right kind of nutrition, things work. I started talking about my neighbor back in the day where my practice was. There was a podiatrist over there. I don't know if he's still there. I think he's still there. This guy he's just metabolically healthier. He's a thinner guy, leaner guy. He liked to run. He'd run on his lunch hour. I'd come back for lunch. He'd be all sweaty. And he would run over to Chick-fil-A and Wendy's right over there by my old practice. Every 2-3 days a week. And he's eating a hamburger and he's eating his Diet Coke. And that was his thing. He was very thin. I don't know anything about his blood work or any other symptoms. But for him, he didn't have a blood sugar problem. His body was in a healthier range. Someone like me, who is a high stress guy, I idle at 9,000 RPMs. That's me. It requires a little bit more fixing when I go off the rails because I am a streaky guy, unfortunately. I will go 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks of just perfect nutrition. I'll make meal plans. I'll weigh and measure my food. I'll go bananas for 3 weeks. And then I'll be like, this is the best I ever felt. Well, gee, it's been 3 whole weeks of my entire life. I better go celebrate. And the next thing you know, it's burger, fries, Coke, a beer. Yep, right off the rails. Yeah, but that's me. All right, I've rambled for 20-some minutes. It was a quick little representation of simple things. Calories in, calories out doesn't work. It will never work. I don't care who tells you it's going to work. It won't. Didn't work for Oprah. Oprah thinks she's got the fat gene, and that's why the fat gene causes her to eat more. And there's some truth to that. I know people ripped on her for that. There's actually some truth to that. More body fat you have in your body will actually signal different chemicals in the brain to produce more hunger. You got to break through. Folks, you got to be Andy Dufresne. The Shawshank Redemption. If you haven't seen the movie, trust me, it's been out. It's been around for 40 years. I'm not going to blow the ending, but I'm going to blow the ending. You got to be Andy Dufresne. Sometimes you got to scratch and claw your way out of prison, and you got to crawl for 300 yards of crud and poop and crap and vomit and get clean on the other side. You got to break through that with your nutrition. Get out of that vicious cycle. Get out of that vicious cycle of blood sugar crashes where you go out to lunch, you feel great, you get back to work, and by 2:30, 3 o'clock, here comes the crash. Bam. I'm tired again. Well, it's only a couple more hours. All right, on the way home, I'll pick something up. Boom, feel great, crash. It's those crashes that are preventing you from losing body fat. It's the idea that you think you have to go to the gym 6 days a week and turn into Hercules and join some CrossFit program where you ever been to CrossFit? Yeah, those are fun. You get a membership to CrossFit. You don't even go into the building. You're like, all right, we're going to go outside today. All right, what are we doing today? I need you to run around the building 20 times, do 50 burpees, and then you to climb this tree 12 times. Let's do that as a cycle. There's nothing fit about CrossFit. Pretty impressive, though, what those athletic people can do. That ain't me. Let's get back to the basics, folks. 2 days of weight training, 2-3 days of walking, throw a sprint in there. Let's keep our carbs under 50. Let's go no carb once in a while. Let's go OMAD. Let's do some intermittent fasting. Let's drink only water. Let's get healthy. Let's give a big middle finger to Walgreens and Rite Aid and their pharmacy. Yeah, don't need you. I'm good. The orthopedic? Yeah, waiting for that hip and knee replacement? Yeah, I don't need you. We're corporate America. We're saying no. We're saying no. Hey, Chick-fil-A. That's my horn. Yeah, not going to see you today. Starbucks. Keep your coffee. I'm good. I'm golden. Or you want to be a typical American? Then you can get the typical American shit. Pain, hip replacement, high cholesterol, pills, early death. Boy, that was brutal. Motivating turned into a preach. I'm sorry. I like to teach, but not preach. And I tell, and I don't sell. And I am sick and tired. I don't know what happened. I must have been in a time warp. Because one day I wake up and every chiropractor's got $5,000 treatment plans. Every chiropractor's got to sell $5,000 treatment plans. What happened to it? $40, $50? Get some E-stem, lay on that roller table, get a nice adjustment, and come back in 2 or 3 weeks. Let's just stay well. Let me help you. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting older. Folks, I'm at 27 minutes. I've rambled long enough. I hope everybody is well. Please note, August 31st, the last day of the month, is a Monday. I'm going to be in Hickory from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. I'll have 90 minutes for lunch. I won't be going to Chick-fil-A. And then I'll be back Tuesday, 8:30 to 12:30. Guys, come see me, for the love of Pete. $40 cash for an adjustment. If you want some decompression, it's $60. And that $40 includes E-stem, roller table. It's $40. I'm in all the insurance plans. I told you I would be. I am. I just haven't. I've been so busy on working some other stuff. Crypto. Anybody want to reach out? I got some great stuff with that. I've been so busy with other projects and other things that I haven't even just bought my billing software yet. I just got to buy it and plug it in. I've switched everything. I'm in Optum, H&S, Blue Cross Blue Shield, Medicare. I'm in them all. One of these days, I'll actually get a phone number and a website turned on. But for now, come see me on Monday. Tell your friends. If you haven't seen me, come see me. I want to say hi to you. Life's too fast. Life's too short. I love all my patients. I like seeing people. I like interacting with people. And frankly, there's just not a lot of chiropractors that can do what I do. I don't know if you guys know this. I'll say this last thing here. So I do fill-in work, and then I've been working for a guy part-time, and he's been a chiropractor for 25 years. People tell me, yeah, Dr. Sheppard, you're more thorough. You adjust better. Like, goddamn right I do, because that's my signature. When I put my hands on you, that's my signature. This is the Dr. Sheppard special. I'm not going to half-ass it. It's important to remove subluxations, not just to make something pop for your optimal health. That's why a lady who has pain for on and off in a year in their 60s gets better in 2 days. All right, I blew enough sunshine out my own butt. I hope this helps. I got to stop this before 30 minutes because I'm too cheap to buy the program that will upload this for 30 minutes or longer. I'm just kidding. All the best. Love you all. Dr. Sheppard out. TheDCDoc.com.